Can't believe nothing what?
She lived to the hilt, and she was the life of the party.
Heritage U.S. Ambassador started Wednesday.
You have less water in the ground?
What?
You like less water?
Yeah.
My
Lots of dry.
That'd be great.
Others included Edward R.
All right.
Robert Yarkos, television William David Yarkos.
Go back to the old days, huh?
20th century.
What's that, Mom?
I said, go back to the old days.
Oh, yeah, when you look at those pictures,
Yeah.
you do. Makes you realize how many years have passed, huh? Unbelievable. Where'd they all go to?
Prestigious award, the Legion of Honor.
I don't know, you know, it's supposed to say, out the window. That's where they went, out the window.
Public servant, American ambassador, and citizen of the world. And for so many of us here,
Well, it's nice to take those pictures. That way, at least you can see yourself, how you were when you were younger.
Pamela Harriman, light in the shadows of our lives.
Thanks, Ron.
Now she's gone.
Here we go.
And you're a soldier, the Air Force.
That's
She
it.
left us at the pinnacle of her public service. What a journey.
How many years you have to go yet?
Well,
Well, I choose to go 7 more.
Yeah?
7 more years. My choice.
You like to be in the Air Force?
I like it, yeah.
It's wonderful to see you again.
I had them in church today with me. All the girls in the choir were saying, oh, what a handsome guy.
Oh, boy.
You should, one woman said, oh, you should be in the movies. You're getting to do it.
What about you? They said you should have been a model,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to be a model.
Well,
But your mother was shy, just as bad as I was.
mhm.
I was a very shy person.
But you will let me be there, won't you, Mr. King? Since it is my life
So how does that song go, Grandma? So Soul Meal in a 10. I've never heard this before. No, they sing all Soul Meal in English, though, is the way you hear it usually, right?
Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, l'aria serena, doperata basta.
Talking about your life in the 1950s.
Go ahead, Mom.
Those years.
Come on, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to turn this on. Go ahead.
Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, l'aria serena, doperata basta. Oh, so, nato so, you know, when I was younger, my son used to say, ah, you should be a soprano.
Oh, really?
But then when you get older, your voice changes.
Gets a little deeper.
And I used to sing like a soprano when I was younger. And I always sang in my kitchen all the time. I said, Ma, you should be a soprano. But now I'm older, and the voice changes. So, che bella cosa, una giornata sola, l'aria serena, doperata basta. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, che bella cosa, una giornata sola, è nato sole, più bella idea, un sole mio, sta pronto a te, è nato sole, più bella idea, più bella idea, facciamo amore, vicino mare, ancora, ci ama sposare, so marinare, che tirarezza, oh che freghezza, mi fai morire.
That's beautiful, Grandma. Beautifully
I
done.
like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but you see, that's, it's singing about a person that is a mariner, like a marinara. You know, the Marines where they,
You mean like a sailor, maybe?
huh?
Like a sailor?
Yeah,
Like a
right.
sailor? Yeah. Mariner? Yeah. And what's he's going away or something and leaving his love of his life or something?
Yeah, probably. And I used to take pictures of people, well, my husband did. So, and then they always ask me when I'm even here, so why don't you sing that song?
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah, they want me to sing it.
That's great. That's
Do you
great.
know another
I don't
one?
blame you.
You know that.
Amore, vicino mare, ancora, ci ama spassa, so marinare, che di rarezza, o che freghezza, mi fai morire. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, l'aria serena, nata una tempesta. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, che bella cosa, una giornata sola, e nato sole, più bella in me, un sole mio, sta pronto a te, e nato sole, più bella in me, più bella in me. Faceva amore, vicino mare, ancora, io ancora means heart, my heart. Ancora, ci ama spassa, so marinare, che di rarezza, o che preghezza, mi fai morire. Che bella cosa. Una giornata sola, l'aria serena, dopo la tempesta. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, che bella cosa, una giornata sola, è nato sole, più bella in me, un sole mio, sta pronto a te. E nato sole, più bella in me, più bella in me. Faceva amore, vicino mare, your amore means
Love.
love.
Love, yes, I know. Does it say che bella cosa?
Bella cosa, it's beautiful.
Beautiful heart?
By the ocean or by the lake or whatever it is. Vicino mare, mare is a lake or a river or something.
Mm.
And you're always, sometimes they sit by the water, and the people do sit by them. And they took pictures, I guess they took pictures. And, but over here, when I'm here, they once in a while, they ask me to sing that song. I said, but you don't understand it. Yeah, but we like to hear it.
Oh, it's beautiful anyway, you don't have to understand it, Grandma. It's beautiful. You have a beautiful voice.
Well, because you say, faceva amore, vicino mare, ancora, ci ama spassa, so marinare, che di rarezza, you know what it means? You know when you go fishing with the
Net.
that's arezza.
Oh, that's what that is?
That's what it is. A net is arezza in Italian.
That is.
So,
he's a mariner, he's going fishing and leaving.
yeah. But you know, even in this place, once in a while, he said, Sue, why don't you sing that song? I said, but you don't understand it. Well, go ahead, sing it anyhow.
Sing it anyway, that's right.
But I sing it for them. But I said, you see, I'm older now, and my voice isn't as high as it used to be.
I can only imagine how you must have sounded when you were
My son
young.
used to say that I should have been in an opera.
Really?
Yeah,
An opera
because
singer?
my voice was so high, I could sing so high.
Mm-hmm.
And my son used to say, you should be in opera.
You see yourself up there on stage, Grandma, belting on an opera?
Well, I don't know. I could have been.
Sure you could have been.
I had a nice voice back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you know, I used to always, when I was in the kitchen cooking, I always sang. I always would sing in my house. And now over here, once in a while, says, Sue, why don't you sing that song? I said, but you don't understand it. Well, go ahead, we like to hear it.
Sure.
Not too long ago, they asked me to sing it.
Really? You gotta make a recording, so put you on, make a album or something.
I think they did make a recording of me. Somebody took a picture with a recorder. I don't know. I think they did.
Really?
Yeah, they should. Did you see that picture?
Well, I remember they took a picture, they were supposed to put it in the reporter, but the picture wasn't put in there. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it was next to your name and talked about your family and stuff?
Yeah, there
And
was
that
supposed
one?
to be a picture with that.
Yeah, but there is a picture. How come the red light is on?
Plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
Oh, well. I don't know. You know,
I just wanted to come over and give you a hug.
people used to think that you were my sister. I said, that's
Could
not my
be.
sister, that's my daughter.
She looks like she could be your sister.
Well, she looks like you, they would say.
Yeah.
I said, that's my daughter, not my sister.
So have you seen Uncle Al today? Doesn't Uncle Al come on Sundays to see you sometime?
Oh, he comes up once in a while, but now he only goes out once a day, about 3 o'clock. He goes out, does his shopping,
Oh, Uncle Tony?
Uncle Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw him. He looked really good. I saw him since I got
Oh, yeah,
home.
because I don't think he never got married.
2 times.
He never had any kids, though. No kids,
No.
no children.
Never had any children, because he loved the nice clothes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he always used to be dressed so sharp, and when he sits down, he puts the crease on the pants, and then he puts them in,
Recreases his pants when he
yeah, make
sits
sure
down.
that they're there, you know.
Yeah.
And he sits down like a statue.
No, he's looking really good, though, Grandma. He looks like he's doing
Yeah, but
well.
he's sorry now that he had himself fixed not to have children.
Yeah, I'm sure he's...
Now he's sorry now he's, my son picks him up.
Uncle Al.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Uncle Al recently?
Well, he's married to,
He comes by to see you once in a while, though, right?
Lorraine.
right. Yeah, but Uncle Tony, what about Tony?
No, he's divorced.
Oh, he's divorced, yeah. Yeah.
No, but Uncle Al, doesn't your son Al come and take you out sometimes and come over and visit you? I kind of thought I might see him here today, being Sunday.
Yeah, I see him.
I saw him at his house a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah?
His kids are all real big and grown, you know. Oh, they're huge.
Yeah, he's got his own family now.
Yeah. Not me though, Grandma. Nobody for me yet. I'm clean. No rings.
You don't want to have a family?
Oh, someday, I'm sure. Someday, I'm sure. But, I mean, how old was Grandpa when you married him? Wasn't he 40 or
I
something?
never asked him how old he was.
Mom says he was about 40, though.
I don't know how old he was.
He was more like 44.
44. So I got a few
How do
years.
you know he was 44?
Well, because I figured it out.
How do you figure it out?
Well, you were 23, so he must have been 43, because he was 20 years older than you, because you were married 23.
Well, he always looked so young.
Mhm.
That's why.
Yes, he did from those pictures, especially. You could tell. Always kept his good looks. Good-looking man.
You know, I never wanted to get married. I was said to my father and my parents, I don't want to get married, because I wanted to stay with my parents. And you know what my father said? He took me aside. He said, you know, if something happens to me and your mother, I don't want you to be left alone. This man is a good man, my father said. He has a good job, he makes good money, and he'll take good care of you. So I behaved what my father said, and I married the man, and my father had a big wedding for me.
Hmm.
He invited everybody. So I was always a shy person, very shy. So when I got married, we were in Pennsylvania when I got married. I got married in Roswell, Ohio. No, I was born there. I was born in Roswell, Ohio. January the 7th, my birthday. Roswell, Ohio.
1908.
Yeah, 1908. So, and you know, I always say, I don't care how old I am, I've got a young mind, and I do have a young mind. I remember this one man, and he said, oh, you know, I'm getting old. I asked him, I said, how old are you? You know, I'm 50 years old. I said, you are? I said, you're a baby compared to me. He said, yeah, how old are you? When I told my age, he was shocked. But nobody believes my age, and I don't believe myself on my age. Because when you have a young mind, you don't think about your age.
How old are you, Ma? How old are you?
I'm 90.
You
I
never
don't
know.
believe it.
Never know it, Grandma.
I don't believe it, I'm 90.
I don't believe it either. Where'd you come up with that anyway? Who are you trying to fool? Come on. We know better.
No, that's what, your mother knows what my age is. But you see, age is, the saying goes, age is only a number. It's how you feel that counts. And I feel young, because I've got a young mind. I remember this one man said, you know, I'm getting old. I said, yeah, how old are you? You know, I'm 50 years old. I said, you are? I said, do you know how old I am? Well, you don't look very old, he said to me. He said, yeah? I said, you know, I'm older than you.
So what's your secret? What's the trick?
The secret?
What's the trick to keeping your mind young?
Well, because it's the way you feel.
What do you feel?
It's just the way you feel. You know, sometimes in this place, this woman, she was crying, and I went up to her, I put my arm around her, and I said, why are you crying? She said, oh, they took my husband to the hospital. I said, well, don't cry, they took him to the hospital. Now, he'll get well, and then he'll be back. And she stopped crying. And see, my father used to say, I was the mother of patience. And I am a patient person, and I still am. Because when I see somebody cry, I go up there and ask why they cry. But and you know, sometimes over here they'll ask me, so why don't you sing that song? I said, but you don't understand it. And
Do you remember a lot of Italian
oh yeah.
words, do you? Do you? See, most people, if you don't use it a lot, you lose, you forget some things. If you're not talking to people all the time.
Well, I thought maybe I would lose it because I hadn't been able. I talked to my mother in Italian all the time. My mother, she didn't understand the English language, but she always talked in Italian. And when us kids, we used to talk to each other, my mother would say, I know what you're talking about. Well, but I still talk. I saw this woman once she came here, and I looked at her, and I said to her, do you remember me? She said, yeah, I remember you. I said, do you remember when we used to sing and all that? She said, yeah, I remember that. Then we got together and we sang.
Oh, how cool.
And then once in a while, they want me to sing that Italian song. I thought maybe I had lost it.
No, it doesn't sound like it. You did good. Did real good.
Well, but if you don't use it all the time, you can lose it, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose my Italian language because when she came here, I looked at her, she looked at me, and I said to her, you remember me? She said, yeah, I remember you. And we got together.
Did you speak Italian a lot to Grandpa? To your husband?
To my husband? Oh, yeah.
You used to talk Italian a
Well,
lot?
to my mother, I always spoke Italian.
To your mother, yeah. Your husband too, though, right?
Yeah, my husband passed away. My husband, he liked the Italian language. You know, he went to a school, and he wanted to learn the Italian language.
Oh, that was Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd.
Yeah, he wanted to learn the Italian language. And he liked the Italian language.
Sure.
And he found out it was hard to learn.
It is hard. It is hard.
Because, you know, a child, if they learn any language, no matter what language
Right.
they are,
Right.
they learn so easy. But when you're an adult, it's hard to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And he found out when he wanted, her husband, he wanted to learn to speak Italian. So he went to the night school, and he found out it was hard to learn.
Mm-hmm. It is tough. It's
But
tough.
I never forgot my Italian language. And then they always ask me, Sue, why don't you sing that song? I said, but you don't understand it. Yeah, but we like to hear it.
It
I
sounds
just
beautiful.
sang along with it.
Right, yeah, it's really beautiful. Loved it. It's great.
I think it was solo mio. But, oh well. What's that red light for?
Oh, the camera's still, the camera's plugged in.
Plugged in.
The, I'm trying to think of something I can get for you when I go to Saudi Arabia. Do you like gold jewelry? You know, gold jewelry is really cheap over there. I can get you some really nice. I
Well,
noticed you wear your 2 rosaries there. Those are
yeah, I
really
always wear my rosaries.
Yeah.
You know why I wear it?
Why?
Because once I had it, I didn't wear it. And I used to put it, I had a little case to put my rosary in, and somebody took it.
Hmm.
And when I found that out, I said, well, I'm going to leave this around my neck. I don't want them to take it again. Because this was taken, she got it, your mother. Did you get it for me?
Both of those I got for you. One,
Yeah. Well, you got them,
when you first came here, I bought one set. And
Yeah.
then we thought that one set was lost,
yeah.
so I bought another one. And then you found the first one. That's where I
Yeah.
ended up with 2.
But, you know, this is not glass. This is crystal.
See
It's
how
not
they have
glass.
different colors,
Oh, yeah, I see.
shine.
See how the colors change?
Those are pretty.
Crystal.
Very pretty,
A
Grandma.
lot of colors.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Now, because my other one was lost, and now I wear it around me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody to take it
No,
anymore.
I don't blame you.
Oh, well.
Well, pretty soon I gotta catch a plane,
When?
too early tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's gonna be-
that's too bad.
It's gonna be 22 hours before I land, or before I get where I'm going.
Well, you like to go there?
No, I don't want
Saudi
to.
Arabia?
Not really. Not crazy about it, but
Arabia, that's Arabian people.
yeah, that's right. Lawrence of Arabia,
I
right?
had an Arabian friend.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, she was a friend of mine, and I had learned to speak a little Arabian.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So then we were separated, and I didn't bother anymore.
Hmm. Was she nice? Did you like her?
Oh, yeah,
Good person?
we were nice to each other.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. You see, I'm never a mean person.
Well, that's good.
My father used to say that I was a mother of patience. And you know, my brother and sister, sometimes they would argue with each other, and I would go and split them up. I said, now what are you arguing about? He says, now, shake hands and make up. So, my father used to say I was a mother of patience. And I'm still a patient person.
Yeah, we could all use a little more patience, I think, Grandma.
That's
for sure.
right.
There's not enough of that around.
And you know, when I was a young person, I used to sing, my son used to say, that sang like a soprano.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Ma, you should be a soprano. But as you get older, your voice changes.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, at least you had a voice at one time, or a better voice, Grandma. No, some of us are young and don't have a good singing voice.
You know how old I am?
How old are you?
I'm asking you.
I think so.
Yeah, but you heard me say it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a little.
Yeah.
I heard yours. That's a trick question.
But you know, people don't believe that I am that age, and I don't believe it. I said I could be that age, but I don't believe it,
No.
because I've got a young mind. Age, you know how the saying goes, age is only a number. It's how you feel that counts. And I feel young.
You're definitely proof of that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Grandma, when I'm away, I'm going to do a family tree. Hand me that, Mom. Hand me one of those. You know, Uncle Al did this bloodline for your birthday. Remember this thing? I'm going to try to make a bigger one. I'm going to try to connect some more of the people that aren't.
Oh, the Montanari bloodline.
Yeah. Would you like to see that though? If I do some work like this?
I don't mind.
I'll probably send you some, or I'll have Mom bring it over for you, so you can have a look.
Yeah, this is all they say about Italy, Foggia, Italy. 95 years ago in the village of Foggia, Italy. You see, Foggia was a province in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were born in Italy. Dominic Montanari and Mary Sorge were married. Those were my parents. My father's last name was Montanari. And they were married. My mother's last name was Sorge.
That doesn't sound very Italian.
Why did you tell me so?
S-O-R-G-E?
No? Yeah. All right.
Sorge.
Sarge.
In Italian you pronounce it, in American you pronounce it different.
Oh, I see.
Worked as a coal miner. No. Mining towns of Roswell and DuBois, Pennsylvania, where Dominic worked as a coal miner, and my father, he worked like a coal miner. He used to come home and look like a black man. And you know, these days now, they let men wear masks in a coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my father, every time he came home, he looked like a black man. And I had to fan him, because he couldn't breathe good. Because you breathe in all that coal dust. You see, you got to make a hole in the wall of coal. You got to make a hole in that wall. And then you put a dynamite in there, because you got to break up the coal. You put a dynamite in there, and when you light the dynamite, you've got to run away. And it breaks up all the coal. And then, when it breaks up, they showed it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They put it in this car on the tracks, and it takes off. They fill up the car with the broken coal, and then the cart goes on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it goes. Well, it goes to people where they use the coal.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. You see, the mining towns of Roswell and DuBois, Pennsylvania, where Dominic worked as a coal miner. They lived there for 20 years and raised 7 children. In search of work, Dominic moved his family to Erie, Pennsylvania for a short period of time and eventually to Niagara Falls, New York. He worked for Hooker Chemical Company until his health failed him. Mary died in 1942 and Dominic soon after in 1946. Their legacy lives on. I don't have one of these. I don't have one of these. How come?
You have 3 of them in the bottom drawer, Ma.
We should put one in a frame for you maybe, huh?
Maybe
Put it on your wall.
That's a
Maybe
good
that would
idea.
be right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Montanari bloodline. Yeah, my maiden name was Montanari. Mary, they called Mary Montanari.
Oh, your married name was Daniels, right?
Well, when I got married,
Yeah, when you got married. Was that was that Danniele before they changed it?
Well, in Italian you say Danniele.
Oh, just Danielle?
Daniele.
No,
Italian.
there's no I?
The last name,
Mm-hmm.
Daniele.
Not Danniele?
Well, in English you say Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, back then they didn't like the Italian people. You know that?
How come?
This woman, the woman that even is here, she said, you know what, she said it right in front of me. You should get all the Italian people, cut them up in pieces, put them in a bag, and throw them in a garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Is that what, She said that. I said, I said to her, I said, you have no right to talk about the Italian people. Because there's a lot of different nationalities in this world. I went up to her and told her. Because she said it right in front of me. I said, because you said that, I said, you have no right to say about the Italian people. Because they don't do you any harm.
Yeah. Prejudice, that's no good.
She's sleeping.
Well, we'll put her to sleep.
She's tired.
She's had a long morning already. It's been, been a long day.
I got up early this morning, 5:30, not to mention how early.
How come you used to say to me, you're the best mother in the world?
You still are.
You know, I never spanked my children. If they did something wrong, I don't believe in spanking. I raised 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. That was your mother. And your mother, this girl next door, what was her name?
I forget.
Oh, I remember her name. And she used to say to your mother, she said, let's go up Hyde Park and back. And your mother used to say, no, I can't. I got to ask my mother. Oh, you don't have to ask her. He said, let's go up Hyde Park and back, and she won't even know it. But your mother, she insisted, no, I got to ask my mother. So she came in and asked me. I said, I don't want you to be friends with Shirley. Shirley LeBron, that was her name. I said, I don't want you to be friends with her. She's a bad influence on you, I told your mother. And she didn't go with her anymore.
Good for her.
Because that Shirley LeBron, she used to answer her mother back. She used to even spirit her mother. Can you imagine that? I said, I don't want you to be any friends with that Shirley LeBron. She's the bad influence on you, I said to your mother. And she stopped going with her.
That's because I was a good kid.
She was a good kid.
Because I was a good kid. My legs fell me asleep.
Well, you know, when you raise children, you got to make sure that they go with the right people. You don't go with the wrong ones. That's what I said to your mother. She's a bad influence on you, and I don't want you to be with her anymore. Because she never had no patience with her parents, and she used to answer them back and everything. So I told your mother, I says, I don't want you to be with Shirley LeBron anymore.
Probably a good move.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't believe in spanking. I raised 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl, that's her. I said, I raised 5 children, and I would never spank my children. If they did something wrong, I'd say, you gotta stay in the house, you can't go out and play. I don't believe in spanking.
Well, you know what the Bible says? Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah. You do spoil the child, because if you spare the rod. But I mean, spare the rod that you can't be with that person anymore. Yeah. Your mother used to go with this other girl, and the other girl told your mother, let's go up Hyde Park and back. And your mother said, no, I gotta ask my mother. And she came in and asked me, and I said, I don't want you to be with Shirley LeBron. She's bad influence on you. And she didn't go with her anymore. You see, you gotta train your children to be right as they grow up. You can't just let them do what they please.
Right.
You're not married yet.
No, not yet.
Well, maybe you'll find out how it feels if you get married and have children.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will.
Hearing that.
So, grandmother, your husband's name when he came to this country was just Daniel?
Well,
Danielle?
Well, Danniele, yeah.
Dannielle?
Danniele.
And they put the S on when he
I
came
put
in?
the S on.
Oh, you put it on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're the culprit.
Well, because everybody, they didn't judge the Italian people. They always wanted to push them aside.
They all probably thought everybody was a member of the mafia, huh?
Yeah, right. You see, there were mafia people back then, but my children were never in the mafia.
No, no. Well, most of them worked at Hooker, though, it looks like. A lot of people worked at Hooker.
Well, my father worked at the Hooker.
Yeah, right.
I used to come home and they looked like a black man.
Yeah, the coal mine.
And you know, when my father came home, and I had a fan hand, because the gas from the coal,
The dust, yeah.
it goes into your lungs. And I always had a fan, my father. Well, those were the hard days.
So what year was it you got married?
I think that was,
Was that
Well, I have
in
to
the
figure it out.
40s?
We're in 1908, she got married when she was 23 to my father, so.
1930 something? 32? 33?
8 and 32 is,
well, I have it in my room when I got married.
would be 41.
1941, maybe?
23, not 30. 23 and 8 would be 30.
One.
31 years old.
No, 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 no. 1931, she was 23
Yeah.
when she
What
got
was the
married.
question?
1931 is the answer.
Yeah.
You got married in 1931
1931.
to Grandpa.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
This is
I
1990.
haven't written it down in my room.
That was 67 years ago.
Well, I raised 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. That's your mother. And what was it that said? You always like her, but you don't like me. I don't know, something like that. I said, I used to like your mother.
Was that something to do with Aunt Maggie?
Yeah, that's right.
And your
Yeah,
father?
my sister.
Right.
Yeah. You brought that up.
What did she?
Yeah, because,
Can't remember though. So who liked? Was it your father liked you better than her? Maybe.
Who liked you better?
I don't
Who was
know.
it that liked you better?
I don't know.
Maybe it was your father said that, or no, maybe Aunt Maggie said.
No.
Your brothers?
Now I remember. I never wanted to get married. And my father, this man, because he never said it to me, but he went up to his sister. You see, his sister used to drive her brother back to all the Italian people's family, because she went around collecting to get some flowers for this person that passed away. But I always was able to talk in Italian. I still can talk Italian.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I thought it was only 2 years that my father passed away. No, Mary died in 1942, Dominic soon after, in 1946. Yeah, well, that was my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My mother's name was Mary. But in Italian you pronounce that Maria. I still can speak Italian, you know.
I know. I could tell from the way you sang so well. You were starting to tell me about your about the woman, the sister or something that drove
Yeah.
for the flowers. Someone want the room?
Just one more.
Yeah, they want me to sing that Italian song. You want me to hear it?
Oh, you just sang it for us, though, Grandma. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. You did that very well. Very well.
Well, but you know, do I have one of these?
You have 3 of them in your drawer.
What, my drawer?
I took 2. I left you 3.
Oh, you took 2.
I took 2. I want to send one to Eric.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't have one. He wasn't here at your birthday.
yeah.
So I want to send him one, and I want to give one to Rob.
So how many did you leave him at?
3. You have 3 of them
Oh,
in your drawer.
even though you took 2?
Right.
I had 5?
You had 5.
Well,
I should really have given one to Rob and Eric, because they weren't at your party.
Yeah, we missed your birthday party.
yeah, right.
So I wasn't being very thoughtful. I should have sent one out to them.
Oh, well. You see, my parents were born in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
They were born in Troia. Foggia is a province.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like in America, in Niagara Falls, New York. See, New York.
Right.
But in Italy, it's Foggia is a province. And then Troia, Foggia. The name of the city is Troia, and the
Province.
province, is Foggia.
Right.
See, 95 years ago, in the village of Foggia, Italy, Dominic Montanari and Mary Sorge. See, my mother's last name was Sorge, but in Italian you say Sorge. Were married. Mining town of Roswell in DuBois, Pennsylvania, where Dominic's children in search of work. Dominic moved his family to Erie, Pennsylvania for a short period of time, and eventually to Niagara Falls, New York. He worked for Hooker Chemical Company until his health failed him. Mary died in 1942, and Dominic soon after in 1946. I thought it was only 2 years after my mother passed away.
No, because I was 8 years old when Grandma died and 11 when Grandpa died.
That was 3 or 4 years.
Oh, well,
Didn't your father have to ask, or your husband had to ask your father for permission to marry you or
of course
something?
he did.
Yeah.
My husband had it.
You want some water?
No, well, maybe
Yeah.
I should.
Yeah, I get you.
Throat gets dry.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Rob, since you're getting some, I think
Some for
this
you,
one's
too.
mine. I
Yeah.
think that's got lipstick on it.
Oh, well.
Rob wants to know your family. He's interested in the family history.
The Montanari bloodline.
Thanks, Rob.
Here you go, Grandma.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lobby, right?
Oh, anyway.
I thought it was only 2 years that my father died after my
Well,
mother.
it's pretty close, Mom. What is
I thought it was only 2 years.
42 to 46.
It is 2 years.
It was
No, it's
4 years.
4 years. I don't think it was 4 years.
Well, what did it say? My mother died in 1942, and after
Well,
1946.
it could have been close to 4 years. I may have been.
Well, I always thought it was only-
12, you know.
I thought it was only 2 years after my mother passed away.
Yeah, it could have been close to 4 years.
Well. Oh, well.
Depends on the
So,
mom.
so your husband had to ask your father for your hand in marriage, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't ask my father. His sister asked my father. He said, my brother wants to marry your daughter. You see? Because his sister used to go around to the Italian families. And her brother used to drive her. So when they came to our house, he was in the dining room, and I was coming down the stairs. As I was coming down the stairs, he said to himself, oh, what a beautiful girl. I'm going to marry that girl. I didn't know he said that. So his sister went to my father, said, my brother wants to marry your daughter. And you know what my father said? My daughter I don't have any daughter of marrying age. He'll have to come back in a couple of years. And he said, well, he'd wait. He'd wait a couple of years. And he did wait. In 2 years, then I married. Because I was old enough, and my father had a big wedding for me. And he said, well, my father said, you know, this man wants to marry you. And you know, if something happens to me and your mother, I don't want you to be left alone. See, that's what my father told me. He took me aside to tell me that. I don't want you to be left alone. This man is a good man, he's got a good job, he makes good money, and he'll take good care of you. Because I never wanted to get married again. Or I wasn't married yet. So I took my father's words, because if they passed away, he didn't want me to be left alone. So I took the words my father said. He said, this man is a good man, my father said. And he has a good job, he'll make good money, and he'll take good care of you. So I listened to my father. And my father did let me get married. I didn't even want to get married.
Had a big wedding though, huh?
Oh yeah, he had a big wedding.
Here in the Falls?
My father invited everybody. He invited everybody. And you know what? I was in my wedding dress, and I went upstairs and went to sleep.
Too much of a party for you?
I went and laid on the bed and I went to sleep. I was a very young girl back then. My father had a big wedding for me. My father took me aside. He said, this man is a good man, and he'll take good care of you. And he has a good job, he makes good money, and he'll take good care of you. And so I listened to my father. And when I did get married, I still didn't want to be with him. And you know, when we went to our honeymoon, we came to Niagara Falls, because we were living in Brockway, Pennsylvania. I was born in Roswell, Ohio. That's where I was born, Roswell, Ohio. And then,
But your family lived in Pennsylvania.
yeah, right.
So you came up to Niagara Falls for your honeymoon?
Well, I had to come to Niagara Falls
Everybody comes to
for
Niagara
the
Falls.
honeymoon.
Right.
And I still didn't want to be with him. And you know what he said to me? Because he rented a room at a hotel. He said, well, you sleep in bed, I'll sleep on the couch. Let me know when you want me to be with you. You know, I was such a shy girl. I didn't want to even be married. And my father tried to convince me. He said, you know, if something happens to me and your mother, I don't want you to be left alone. This man is a good man. He's got a good job, he'll make good money, and he'll take good care of you. So I listened to my father. And when I got married, my father had a big wedding. And even though I got married with this man, and my mother would never let me be alone with him. Even the day before the wedding. He says, I don't want you to be with him even when you get married tomorrow. I don't want, because you know what happened? I was in church one time, and we were in church. My mother, she always went to church every day. And there was this couple that was supposed to be getting married at the altar. And guess what? The girl that wanted to get married, she ran out of church. That poor guy was left alone.
So your mom told you to wait till you get married, right? You're not going to be alone with him until after you're married.
Yeah.
Because of that, right? Because you never know who might get left at the altar.
That's right. My father used to say, you know, because I never wanted to get married, and my father said, well, you know, if something happens to me and your mother, I don't want you to be left alone. This man is a good man, and he has a good job, he makes good money, and he'll take good care of you. So I listened to my father, even though my father had a big wedding for me. And when we were in DuBois, Pennsylvania, back then. So when we came to Niagara Falls, you know, everybody comes to Niagara Falls. So he took me to Niagara Falls, and he rented a room in a hotel. I wouldn't go to bed with him. And he said to me, well, you sleep in bed, I'll sleep on the couch. Let me know when you want me to be with you. And that part I never remembered, how I let him to be with me. So, that couple they were peeking through the window.
Grandma, I'm sorry to say it, but I think we gotta get going.
Yeah, I know.
We gotta get going. I got some stuff that I have to get done here before I catch my plane and everything.
Oh, well.
But, you know how it is. I can't, they won't give me a room right next door to you. So, every visit's gotta come to a close.
Do you like to be in the Air Force?
Well, I wish they'd send me closer to home. I told you I'm going to Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. How much